Y'all, you know my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. You know, Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why, you know, it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this bonus episode of Pink Shade. That's right, you guys. It's December, and I'm giving you bonus episodes because Ingrid said I had to. But guess what? I'm excited because Keisha's here, and we're going to break down what we think are the top 10 plus one best moments of love, life, love during lockup. And I think Ingrid put on the newsletter and Instagram and stuff that it was going to be top 10, top 11 of the season, but no, it's going to be top 10, 11 just off the top of our head for all time.
Okay, that sounds good. This was nice going down memory lane.
It was fun. It fun.
Really was. Some of these people, I wish they would come back for life after lockup.
What I'm hoping is as we're going along, because you always research things that you're going to be like, I heard this person this, and I heard this person that.
I may have a few I heards.
A few
tidbits. I might. Now that you put me on the spot, I'm like, well, maybe.
I mean, because we could just talk about shit we've heard, but it may be 3 years old information. Yeah.
Y'all know us. Sometimes we speak in kind of facts.
I think it's like Karen in Georgia on My Favorite Murder always say it's a fact-free podcast.
No, I need to steal that because some of the shit I will say is a fact, and in fact, it is not a fact. So, yeah, but in my mind, it is.
And you say it with conviction. So, yeah.
You say it with your chest. So, yeah, it must be true.
So this is coming out on a Friday, so it can't be Mugshot Monday. It's Felon Friday, I guess.
Felon Friday. Okay. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas.
You're welcome.
Something happened with the lighting in here.
Oh, what happened? Did a light start blinking? We're recording kind of in the morning, guys, which is not easy for us because we both like to be in the bed.
I have no idea what happened. We're just going to roll with it.
Is it bad? Is it good? It looks the same to me.
Oh, it looks different to me, but we're just going to roll with it because I ain't calling James back in here to fix something.
Oh, Lord. He's going to come in here and start telling on you again. He told on you this morning.
I'm like, it's so cozy and warm in bed. I'm not wanting to work.
I know. Let me tell you what, Keisha. On my bed, we have these things called chili sleep, and you can. So Dave and I have each side of the bed set differently, and you set it so when you get in the bed, your bed's either all warm or all cool, however you like it.
Yes. Okay.
And it keeps you cool while you sleep, like if you're a lady in menopause or whatever.
Yeah.
But mine, when I wake up in the morning, I'm freezing because it's kept me cool all night, and I crank that bitch up to like 80. Oh, and my bed all of a sudden gets so warm, and then I'm like, oh, Dave's like, no, you need to crank it down to 60 so you get up.
Get up out of the bed. And see, I was laying on my heating pad. I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up.
I know. I put a heating pad on. I have this thing. it's like a heating pad that goes on your back and also over your shoulders. It's like
Oh, wow.
like a weighted blanket thing. So you put it on, wraps around your shoulders, and it's on your back. So when you lean back, it's on your back. I had that on last night. Dave comes, he's like, "What have we become?"
I mean, that's just where we are in life. I saw something that said, like, today, I don't appreciate how fast my life went from MySpace to my chart. That's just where we are.
I talk about my chart a lot. I'm like, how do you get into my chart? I don't know about the my chart. I got to log into my chart. Why do I have 16 my charts? Yeah, I don't know about my chart.
I love my chart. It is like the best thing ever. Like, I'm always so impressed by my chart. I love it.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, this is where we are, guys. It's old ladies in their corns.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this. So the first one we're going to do, and you guys, if you're watching on video, get ready to be impressed because there is going to be audio visuals here. I've just taught myself how to do this. So,
I can't wait to see this.
All right. So the it's number one because,
no, we're doing we're doing the last all the way to the top, right?
Okay. So yes, but the first one on our list, how about that?
Okay.
The first one on our list is when Andrea picked up Lamar in slippers. Now, there she is. Now, you guys, this woman had been waiting for this man for how long? He was in prison for like 25 years.
It was a long time. Yes. I mean, she had a baby by him while he was in prison. Remember, she got knocked up in the prison closet?
Yeah. Is that what happened? Yeah, they like went behind the snack machine or something and did it.
I said, yes. Yes, they did. And had Priscilla. Yes.
Oh, she was so cute. She had those other two kids and the
Tennyson.
Tennyson.
And I can't remember the daughter's name.
And they were Mormon and lived in Utah. And he was literally from like South Central LA in the Crips and the Bloods and was like, I don't want to be a Mormon in Utah.
Well, and you should think that she wouldn't want to be with a guy who was a gang member. Like, where is that at in the Book of Mormon? Like, point that out to me. I don't think it says that. Okay.
And then while they were together too, he had to go back to prison for like a parole violation. Wrong place, wrong time, sitch.
He recently got out.
He went back in a third time?
Yes, he did. Because she posted, "I'm now back to being a prison wife."
No, but
it was not. It was something like a technicality or something like that. Like maybe a parole violation.
I feel like they really were into each other.
They are one of my favorite couples of all the seasons. I love them. I wish they did a life after lockup because they were I liked Lamar a lot. He was just really cool. And Andrea's just crazy.
Yeah, I loved her. Remember when she found like condoms in his pocket and she went crazy?
Well, I think it's funny, this scene right here that she's got on literally these dollar store slippers. Like these are not even fancy slippers.
No, they're like free from a hotel. Yeah.
They really do. Like from a motel, like a cheap motel. Those things look like they've got like 10 flaps in them, like 10 little flaps in them. But remember, she made her guests wait like 3 hours at the wedding so her fancy shoes could come in.
And she wanted him to be red because he was in the Bloods, and
I can't even remember what it was, but she's like, "I'm not getting married. It's my day. They gonna have to wait, bitch. Well, we see you. Like, don't act like this is how you are all the time, because we see you with your. Are those flip flops or shower shoes? I don't.
They are full on slippers, like that would like go next to your bed at a hotel that they expect you to steal because they cost $1. Yeah,
those are the kind that you spank a child with. Because they've got that.
We don't advocate slapping children.
No, slippers. But if you have to, that's the kind of slipper you might want. That is a grandma spank me slipper.
John and my friend Mary's daughter Kate had this teacher. She's passed away now. It was third grade teacher. Her name pops up in my phone all the time because it was Mary something Nash, like Mary Ann or something. So whenever I type in like to send something to myself or to send something to my friend Mary. Her name always pops up. I'm like, oh my God, she died when John was in third grade. She started off as his teacher and then like
Mm.
didn't end the year, like she died. And but
Jeez.
I know, but she was so well known in the school because she would get mad at the kids and she would always have slippers on like that
Yeah.
and take off her slipper and throw it at somebody. And the kids thought it was so fucking hilarious. I mean, you're like, it seems like she would have been fired, but they're like, that's just Miss Nash. You
Well,
mouth,
and
she's gonna throw a slipper at you.
and there's a difference between like public school and private school. Private school, you get away with a lot. Like we had a nun
This
principal
was
who
public.
carried
Yeah,
around a red oar.
this is a public school. This was public school.
Oh shit. Okay, she was just gangster boo.
Yeah, she's
Like
so
throwing shoes.
so funny. So funny. All right, let me see what I can do here to remove. I'm so proud of myself. Look at me.
You
Look
go,
at
girl.
me.
Look at
I'm
that. Look at that.
so technical. So let's talk about our next one. And this is so you guys remember John and Christiana. So Christiana had the
Yes.
drawn on eyebrows,
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
John was the newfound Native American because he found out like his
Yes.
dad was a quarter something.
Yeah.
So he'd really embraced it, which is fine. But he was also like super, super into like horror films and collecting memorabilia.
Yes, he was. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she had been in and out for meth. And they each got tattoos that said like Bonnie and Clyde. And do you remember one time they zoomed out and he had a big Love After Lockup tattoo on his leg?
I do. I do. I mean, way to commit to the franchise.
The girl that he's with now looks just like him. Have
I
you
think I
seen?
saw a picture of
Yeah.
her. Yeah, they look like they belong together.
All right. So what are one of our top 10 moments here is their truck bed wedding. She gets out of prison. He literally
Mhm.
takes her over to a field where he set up a truck bed wedding. There it is. With one of his Native American brothers and sisters, and literally was like, it's big enough for a mattress. I guess he thought they were going to do this wedding and then
Mhm.
throw the mattress in there and put the cover on it and go for it. But they only had like
15
40, like
minutes. Like
45 minutes total.
yeah. Yeah. And that was including the ride from the prison to the truck bed wedding and then back to her halfway house.
Yeah, she had to check in.
I tell you, whenever the prisoner looks shooketh, things are bad. And when she saw this, she was like, whoa.
She did not think they were literally going to
Okay.
get married before she went to the halfway house.
No, I mean, and when way to jump into your culture, like when he found out he had that one drop of Native American blood in him, he did all the textbook Native American things.
Yes, he
I
did.
don't even know if that shit is really traditional right there. Like I don't know.
I definitely don't think a truck bed wedding is a Native American tradition, but he had the guy, do the incantations and stuff. Remember, he would
Yes.
go every Friday night to like the
Mhm.
bonfire ceremony. He was very
Yeah.
into it. And
Yeah.
good for him. Who cares? But remember, he had like, help me remember, he had like 5 wives, and 2 of them were like sisters, and he had
They
like
were related.
9
Yes.
kids or something.
We saw some of the children
Right.
during their time on the show because I want to say, did someone run away? Or maybe someone came to live with them, like one of his kids came to live with him.
Like an older
And it
daughter or an
like
older
an older
son?
daughter.
Yeah.
And his kids were like, this is wife number 257th in the
Mhm.
last 3 years. You know what I mean? They were kind of like, okay, let's one of them I think really bonded with Christiana, but Christiana fucked up in all sorts of ways. She did not do good in the free world at all.
Remember, she just like left, and then he was like, and I never saw
Yeah.
her again. And we saw her just like rolling out with a little pink suitcase.
Yeah.
And her
Yeah.
mom would come over and her sister, and they would
We loved her
cry.
mom.
And
And I remember her mom was sick.
and then remember the sister was also on drugs
Yeah.
and tried to hit on John.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Oh man,
Ew.
he's got a thing for sisters.
Yeah. Not a
Okay.
thing for baths because he looks like he hasn't bathed in
No, he's pretty
years.
greasy. He could use a
Very greasy.
he could use a scalp treatment. Y'all, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers, so many of them have had liposuction. It's lipo. Whether it's a small touch up or a total makeover, nobody has a perfect body, you guys. Nobody. But lipo has changed a lot, and Sono Bello has been at the forefront using their LAL technology and getting these beautiful natural outcomes for each person. LAL is laser assisted lipo, and the results are incredible. I have been on Sono Bello's website looking at the results, and I'm encouraged, and I'm going to make an appointment for a consultation. And right now, our friends at Sono Bello are offering you their best deal. You're now included in their Friends and Family Holiday Savings event. You're going to get the same price that Friends and Family get at Sono Bello. Their doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal. It's a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Whatever is your problem area, your tummy, your love handles, your thighs, your arms, they can do it all. And it's all gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great, and keep doing that. But if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during Sono Bello's Friends and Family Fall Savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/pink shade. Okay. sonobello.com/pink shade. sonobello.com/pink shade, and go schedule your free consultation and get on that friends and family deal.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Now, another thing that I wanted to talk about now, Keisha found a lot of these pictures for me. I'd say she found 99% of these pictures for me. And there's a couple of things about Branwen and Chaz. Now,
Yes.
if we recall Branwen and Chaz, she had been in prison for drugs and
Mhm.
had a daughter that was like a stripper, but the stripper daughter was like doing way better than her mom.
Yes, she was.
And she, bless her, I mean, she talked like this. She was like,
She
like a
did.
little baby. And then she
Mhm.
would like suck her thumb.
Mhm.
And she was obviously very traumatized by something in her life. And
And she had the butterfly eyelashes. Don't forget the butterfly eyelashes.
bad,
Yes,
bad.
they were. Mhm.
But one of the most interesting things about Chaz was that he was in this band called Untold Relic,
Mhm. Wow.
RELLIC. So let's take a look at that. Okay.
So
So
sucking her thumb.
sucking her thumb on the bottom right there. There's the butterfly eyelashes on the
Oh.
left. Now the band here on the top left, that's
Mhm.
Mr. Relic, the head of the
Mhm.
band. And my thing was like, why can't he locally in Lexington, Kentucky find somebody that there's got to be a chick that goes to see these bands that would think he was super cool. I was like, doesn't Mr. Relic's wife have a friend? Like,
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying, but when you get on stage dressed like you fix calculators for a living, and your next up with the lead singer with fucking horns coming out of his forehead. I don't know. If I'm into heavy metal, I'm gonna go with the guy with the horns. That's just me. I, that's what I'm
okay.
coming to the show to see. Not this guy back there who looks literally like he worked on the instruments and they said, "Hey, our bass player can come out here. You don't have to play, just lip sync the bass chords." like I mean,
You're
he
right.
just don't got that look about him.
And remember, half the time he'd be in like plaid pants.
Yeah, he
Remember on
was not
stage, he wore
dressed
plaid
well.
pants. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
But what was
He looked
interesting,
like he met girl prisoners on the interwebs today.
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Hmm.
and I think he's done it since. But they got out and got married within 10 minutes too.
Yes, they did.
They went
And
right
she
to a
was still in
park.
a warm up suit or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, she was still in her like gray sweats from prison.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And then he took her to this cabin. She never had sex with him.
No, and every time she thought about it, we got her sucking her thumb
And
just to kind of.
crying. And crying.
But here's the thing about it. She was a hustler because she was totally into having sex. She just
Yeah.
wasn't into having sex with him. Like, it grossed her out.
And that's her right. That's her right.
It was. But usually when you marry a person, that's kind of part of the program, they typically like to have a little bit of sex, even if it's once a month, but like it was a no-go. And she kept lying about it. And she kept acting like she was so traumatized by something, but she was just like grossed out by him.
Yeah. Now, what's interesting, and this was the picture that we couldn't find, there was a whole scene where she went over to her friend's house
Mhm.
and two other friends were there. And this was the Thursday night meth club is what this was.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
they decided they were going to remodel this kitchen. So
Yeah.
they just started taking the kitchen apart, which is something meth heads do. They will
They do.
dismantle something and usually not put it back together.
Mhm.
And that's what happened here, is that it was like, oh, because she had been in construction while she was in prison, that was her skill. She was going to help them remodel the kitchen, but they took the entire
Yes.
kitchen apart and then never put it back together.
And I think that's all that she learned in her prison classes was how to take the things apart, not to put them back together. Like nothing
Yeah.
about her said construction.
And I'm pretty sure she did go back to prison.
She did, and she also was like an escort while she was married to this man and
Yeah.
not having sex with him. Yeah.
Yeah, she and her friend Tara
Mhm.
had, like, they were like 2 for 1 kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And then Tara
Yeah.
had that basement room where they would
Yeah.
wow.
This was a bad one. It was like one of those things you didn't feel sorry for either one of them because Chaz was so gross.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then
yeah.
she was like playing him for pickles. It's just like you guys are made for one another. So and remember he had that hair transplant
That line across the back of his
scar.
head,
Yeah.
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 He didn't even try to,
Mhm.
like, grow any hair to cover it, but his whole thing is, like, he was ex-military and all this, and
Yeah.
it's sort of like what we got with Nick on Love Is Blind, like, "I'm an NFL football player, blah, blah, blah," so you get
Yes.
something in your mind, and then this little person comes out, and you're like, "Wow, it's a tiny, tiny man." Yeah,
And I think he'd been married like what 4 or 5 times.
for sure.
It was a lot.
Many mhm,
Yeah.
I
Mm.
can't remember if he had any kids, though. I feel like no.
I don't remember he did. I don't think I
May
remember him having
hmm,
kids.
maybe 1.
Mm.
So, alright, now speaking of people having sex in the basement, we've got our next, couple here, and this is Stan and Lisa.
Woo!
Now Keisha,
Oh boy. Mhm.
um, you know what we're gonna have to do here? We're gonna have to
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Hear ye, hear ye. Wig Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Keisha presiding.
All right. Wig court is now in session. You and your wigs may now be seated.
okay, we had to do
Oh
that
boy.
because
Yeah.
boy, oh boy. So let's talk
Mhm.
about Stan and Lisa here. So Lisa, when she got out of prison, looked a lot sort of like the bottom right picture. That was later, but her hair was very, very short because I think she said she got into a fight with somebody and her hair got ripped out and she just decided to cut it all off. That was the original story.
Uh-huh. Who knows if that was true or not.
Right. And then later she did shave it off again. But let's look at this. Okay. So
Boy.
in
The
the top
evolution.
in the top left and in the middle picture is
Mhm.
when she first got those extensions. So her hair was half an inch long.
Yes.
And then
Mhm.
she put in like super long extensions from the dollar store.
And she got them installed by a person who obviously hated the shit out of her because it was so bad and she thought it looked so good.
But would there be a way to make that look good if your hair was only like half an inch long? Is there a way to put extensions in that and make it look natural and not look like little tiny braids?
I'm trying to remember how short it was. I think when she first got out, it was really, really short. They probably should have done something more along the lines of like a tape in for the top part.
Hmm.
with the little bit of a hair that she does have to cover it up. But no, they
Yeah,
just let all that shit out. They said the shit's fake. Let everyone know it's fake. It just was bad. And she paid a lot of money for it.
I remember. I
Yeah.
remember. In my mind, I'm like, just slap a wig on it. And that's obviously what we've got on the bottom left picture. That's obviously headband wig like we've
Yeah.
seen on Key Rock's mom.
Yeah. This is ramen noodle
Hmm.
hair texture right here that's going on, which would not be bad, except for it was just not the right. The curl pattern's really noodleish.
It's
Just
it,
looks
and
bad.
we did see Key Rock's mom wear that same
Mhm.
kind of wig with like the headband with the hair
Mhm.
attached, which I'm like, that's a pretty good idea, actually.
It is a good idea. I mean, think about it. If you're on vacation, you don't feel like doing your hair, just slap that wig with a band on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there you go. She just doesn't wear a good wig. I mean, I'm just going through all the pictures, looking at them, and just it's a struggle.
She's struggling. Now, the top right picture and then the bottom, no, the top left, one of the top left pictures in the bottom right
Mhm.
picture is now after she'd been with Stan for a while and been in the basement and all the things, which we do have a picture there of the straight jacket in the top right corner.
Mhm.
Um, she got this tattoo above her eye and became a born again Christian. Remember that
Yeah.
very last episode? And she was like dunking in that bathtub in a field.
Yeah, she found the Lord in Stan's sex dungeon, clearly.
And then went back to prison because there's her newest
Yeah.
prison picture on the bottom. And again, super short hair.
I don't get it. To me, I love short hair. I
Mhm.
think she could have done so much with the short hair, gotten her
Yeah.
makeup done, gotten like really cute lashes, and she could have worn that. But she wanted to have porno long blonde hair.
For
Like
some
that is
reason.
what she wanted. Yeah. That's what she thought looked good. Maybe that's what Stan liked. I
Mm.
don't know. And when you're homeless, you just kind of gotta roll with whatever the person wants that whose home you're living in. So hence the sex jacket or straight jacket over here.
Yeah, remember when we would get those aerial shots of him like lounging on his deck in his Speedo?
I tried not to like, in Harry Potter where they pull out the memories. I think I had pulled out that memory. Thanks for bringing it back.
And everybody talked about if it was a wig. And
Mhm.
I feel like our hair bunkie, Lindsay, said it wasn't a wig. It was just an extreme comb over. But I just don't know. One thing
I just feel like that's a toupee.
but it's so bad. But then again, I mean, it's so bad. He had been married for like 30 years and his wife
Yes.
died.
Mhm.
Remember, and he
Mhm.
still lived in that house with all like the like suburban neighbors, probably
Mhm.
like they're probably like he like drove a Mercedes and like belonged to the country club. And you can imagine he's like, well, guys, look at my new girlfriend. And they're all like,
Yeah.
what? We're
Yeah.
scared.
He did the my wife died kind of kit. He went out and got a sports car and what was that, a Mustang that he drove? It
It
was
was something.
yellow or something like that, right? Real
Yeah,
kind of
right
flashy.
car. Yeah.
And I kind of wondered, like, did he have that toupee while he was married? Because you couldn't be my husband and wear
Yeah.
a toupee.
Not that bad, at least.
Not that bad. No, 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 no. But I still say toupee.
Yeah, definitely. Hair bunky, Lindsay. Let us know what you think, but we still think it's
Yeah.
fake. I can't remember what we landed on, towards the end of their time.
Awfulness.
Awfulness.
Awfulness. Yes.
All right, and then the next one is something very funny that lots of people made merch about, and this was my Mississippi couple, and that's Angela and Tony. I do,
Educated Angela. Remember, she was like
yeah,
educationally smart,
yeah.
academically smart, but in the real
She was
world,
a therapist,
that's right.
and if you recall,
Mhm.
I looked her up because she is from Grenada, Mississippi, and that's the area where all my family is from. That area,
Mhm.
it's right. That's the town, like almost right before you get to Ole Miss, and
Okay.
I looked it up, and the guy that was Angela's best friend, that guy that was like in love with her,
Yes. Uh-huh.
I feel like his name was because this guy was Tony. I feel like the other guy was like Timmy. It was like something
It was
super
something
similar.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I had friends in common, 2 friends in common with him on Facebook.
Wow.
One was my cousin. So I reached out to my cousin. He was like, I don't know. Maybe we went to, I don't know why I don't know why we're friends. I guess we went to the same church.
Yeah.
And another guy was a friend of mine from high school who lived in that area. And he was like, oh, yeah, I met that guy. He's super nice. I was like, well, he's on this show with this crazy inmate situation. He's like, what? He's like, that does not track. I was like, well, he loves this woman. I do think
Yes.
in real time now, she did get with another inmate. And I do feel like she got her teeth fixed.
Oh, I hope she did. They were bad.
Let's see if I could look that up really quick, Keisha, because
they were bad. And the longer she was with Tony, the worse they seemed to get. Like they just were giving up on hope.
and remember she knew how to
smoked a lot too.
She knew how to take like his SIM card out of his phone and stick it in her phone and read all his messages.
That's some real investigative shit right there. Like, I'm just gonna take your whole card out and see what you're doing.
Okay, so oh my God, she's got 62,000 followers on Instagram.
Oh,
what?
Wow.
Okay, so here's lots of pictures of her with her mouth closed. So let me see. Oh, wait. Okay, here's one from 2022, and it's a prisoner in the picture, and it says forever and always peace, love, and happiness, love after lockup. We've got more pictures of her, but all of the latest ones are mouth closed. But
which indicates maybe she didn't get them fixed.
Yeah, and then it looks like Antonio Wood in Lucerne, California. So that's her latest guy, whose name is also Tony. She posted that he was getting released. That was in August of 2023. Now she posted in January of this year, I absolutely spelled wrong. Love myself, self-love, lessons about life, love after lockup, love during lockup, life goes on.
That's a breakup post.
And they broke up. But so she hasn't posted since May.
Okay.
But perhaps she got her teeth fixed because the 2022 picture, her teeth looked not like that.
Okay.
But the best part about her was she found out that he was like spending time at this hotel. And then he was like, oh, I'm just like a girl there, works there that cleans. And I was helping her. Like,
sure.
All sorts of lies. And
helping her clean up the mess they made.
In this holiday season, I'm thankful for Honey Love because Honey Love has revolutionized the bra and shapewear game. You guys, it used to be that my in-the-house bra and my out-of-the-house bra were 2 separate things. But now with Honey Love, their bras are so comfortable that the bra I use to lounge around the house in or sleep in is the same one I'll wear to a party. It's incredible. And this is because Honey Love's bras feature the supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. I like the V-neck bra. It has the molded cups that are designed to lift everything up, but it's not like a shelf where you get that uniboob. You got to try it. Their shapewear uses targeted compression, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating. You don't have to stress when you need to wear shapewear now to a holiday party where you're like, oh, I'm going to be so uncomfortable, because it's not. It's comfortable. So gift yourself the gift of comfort. Plus, now until December 4th, Honey Love is giving you 60% off site-wide. That's right. From now until December 4th only, Honey Love is giving up to 60% off site-wide. It's their biggest sale of the year. So treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 60% site-wide at honeylove.com/pinkshade until December 4th only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon. So don't miss their best deals of the year. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about Honey Love? Please tell them that Pink Shade sent you. You got to support your boobs and you got to support the show and say, Pink Shade sent me. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style. Thanks to Honey Love. Visit honeylove.com/pinkshade to shop the sale and let them know we sent you. This episode is brought to you by iRestore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal, and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The iRestore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non invasive, pain free, and drug free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too. And we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices. And I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money-back guarantee. So you can try it risk-free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So are you ready to get medical-grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. Right. And she posted the rules for her house on the refrigerator, which are no drugs, no prostitutes, no extra money, no cash, get drug tested, random phone search, and random vehicle search. I mean, I think that's no drugs, no prostitutes, drug testing, no extra money, and no cash. All of that seems reasonable.
I think it's really reasonable, especially if you're a man who likes to cheat, because she didn't say no other women. She specifically only said no prostitutes. All the other women, have fun with them. Do as you please. Just no prostitution whores. That's it. But the funniest part is that she drew the line in the X for the fucking signature.
Right. To show that it's a real contract.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But he needed those rules. He was bad.
He was bad.
Yeah,
he
really
wasn't.
bad.
I don't even think he was from Mississippi. I feel like he was like from Minnesota or something. So I mean, he dropped into Grenada, Mississippi, and figured out where the hookers were real fast.
Well, remember whenever she picked him up, like she's all like wanting to have sex. He's like, I want my steak.
Yeah.
She goes, steak and blowjob. She's like, blowjob and steak. He's like, no, steak and blowjob. He's like, I just want the steak. He has zero interest in her at all. Like none.
And I figured out pretty quickly where they were. So he was getting out of Parchman, which is our state prison. And then she was taking, all of this is sort of in that Grenada area. And then they went to a steak place, like it was in Tupelo. And then she was taking him to the halfway house. And he was like,
right.
Spent so much time with the steak. No time for the blowjob.
Yeah. That steak hasn't settled, just.
What man turns down a blowjob?
Well, one who knew he was probably going to have sex at the fucking halfway house. You know how Love After Lockup halfway houses are like, party houses. Basically.
That's where it's at.
So, yeah.
That's where it's at.
She's probably scared of her teeth.
Yeah, I would be. I wouldn't want that.
I'd be nervous.
Near my privates. All right, let's go on to our next people. And this is Clint. Now, you remember Clint's mom, Alice.
Clint, we loved her.
Loved her. I felt so bad for her. But it's like, Clint.
Yes.
Terrible. Like, he would come in the house and it was like, that poor woman, now she's got to like vacuum all the furniture because he was covered in a layer of soot at all times.
Yeah, he was. And they had a nice house, a really nice house.
Yeah, remember they like owned the butcher shop in their area, which was in Oklahoma. And Clint is still with us, but as you see here in the picture on the right, I put RIP above Tracy. So Tracy has passed on, but when he first got Tracy out of prison, she looks like a completely different person. She always looked like a different person, like up and down,
Yes,
all
she did.
around.
Yeah.
Big, small,
Yeah.
methed out, not methed out.
Hair, colored, short, like scraggly, long. You
Yes.
just never knew what you were gonna get.
And they kind of lived in like a hoarder house
Yeah.
where it was like no sheets on the bed. Oh no, he had like he literally had like Toy Story or something like that sheets on his bed. Do you remember?
No.
It could have been like whatever football team he was into or something, but it was something very childish.
Uh,
But this, I believe was this when they went to Vegas and she left him in Vegas after their wedding?
Yeah, like she totally fucking bounced. Like she left at 3 o'clock in the morning
In the rental
and
car.
was zoom
Yeah.
gone. Left her phone, did not want to be tracked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was just no. She's like, I got married. Now I can do whatever I want. And she was just she bounced.
And then the mom was like, "Oh, Clint, what happened?" And he's like, "Mom, it's motherfucking crack." And she's like,
Yeah,
"Oh, Clint."
He's like, Mom, Tracy's got a problem. And she's like, well, what is it? Motherfucking crack. Just like,
Oh, Clint, don't say those bad words, Clint.
and his mom hated Tracy.
Oh my God. And he was always like, "She's my goddess. She's my
Yeah.
goddess."
Yes, that's the bottom one where she's calling him from jail after this escapade. He's kind of like, she's trying to like explain herself. And he was just like, okay. I gotta get my goddess out of jail. It's like he paid like $5,000 cash money, not a bail, like not with the bail company, like $5,000 cash to get her out of jail.
That's right. That's right. I'm remembering that now. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, the next one we're going to talk about is somebody who is in the Lalu news currently.
Okay.
And that is this goofy motherfucker.
Ugh, that's a jump scare.
This goofy motherfucker, he is always on live. He is always out there. But this particular scene that we're discussing is when he told us that he had gotten a sex doll that was a mini sex doll that you would stick your dick in the neck part, I guess. Because
no, it had like holes. It had the appropriate amount of. It had the bottom holes. I don't think it had a mouth hole.
I feel like it looked like it was a mini version. It had like boobs and a butt, and then you stuck your wiener in like the top part where the head was, or you stuck it in the butt part.
I mean, man, I can't even believe we're having this discussion. I know. Pointing and figuring like we're doing a fucking weather. Yeah. No, it had bottom holes.
Okay.
Because I had to look that shit up because I had never seen anything like that before. His episode, I was like, what the hell is that? Why is it so small? Like, what is going on here? Like, don't they sell big? I only had seen like, a big like blow up sex doll or something. What is that? I'm like, why is it so small?
And then he would put it in the dishwasher with his dishes to wash it.
I know.
And he called it Nicole Jr. And remember, he told Nicole's mom about Nicole Jr. And she was like, get out of here.
Like, I think no mom wants to hear about that.
No. And she doesn't want this goofy motherfucker coming up to her house and be like, hey, I'm here going to get Nicole. And Nicole's like, I'm just going to use him, which is what she did. Now,
bad.
Then we pretended like he was with Lindsay. You remember that? That was just two people wanting to stay on TV.
Badly, very badly.
And now he's with a teenager who he's impregnated.
Yeah. Well, we cannot forget. You know what? This should have been on the list. That legendary scene where he has a funeral for Nicole Jr. Him and his friend like put it in a box and set it on fire and it like put it in a body of water. He's just such a cornball is what he is.
His friend was great. I wish I could remember his name.
His friend.
Friend was hilarious.
His mom was great. So he posted recently, like this week, his mom's reaction to him sending her the ultrasound. And he sends her a picture of the ultrasound and he writes, this is your grandchild. And she just sent back a smiling emoji. That was it. Nothing like, I'm so excited. I can't wait.
Speaking of somebody that would slap you with a slipper, his mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. He's
I
he's
did
so immature.
I did look for a picture of him and the Viking funeral that he gave for the
Yeah,
Nicole Jr.
that
I
was
did
funny.
look for a picture of that, but
Couldn't find it?
I couldn't find it because I was like, there were so many funny things about him that were
Yeah.
unintentionally funny.
Yeah. He's one of those people. He does not mean to be funny at all, but him and those brick-sized teeth. I mean, when Dolores said teeth, Deontay teeth. Like, I mean, it is. They're
He
just.
got all of them.
He got all the damn teeth. Because to me, he could be cute had his teeth not been so large. Just,
Yeah.
They were big. And then, well, he totally sucked and was goofy and shit. So, yeah, that wasn't cute.
I think if he would have had like 2 less teeth and then had them straightened, just some Invisalign, I think he wouldn't seem so goofy.
Until he actually said something. Then it's like,
Right.
oh, never mind. Yeah.
Right.
He's so goofy.
Okay. Our next one is okay. Now, this is sad because this is Doug and Rachel. So,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
this girl, Rachel, this is not a good picture of her, but it's funny.
No.
She's very cute. She's very tiny. So she's like 5'2", and this guy was like 6'7".
Yes.
She literally like came up to his waist. And
Yeah.
he was good looking, I thought. He had a son, Doug Jr., that she has now like fully adopted.
Right.
In real life. He went right on back to prison. He had those crazy sisters.
Yes, I forgot about the sisters.
And then remember they wheeled mom out on the porch.
And
And they were all like grateful to her for trying to take a chance on him, but they were like, he's gonna. They were like, he's bad. He's going to go back to prison. But
and he did.
But the joke about him was he wanted, when he got out, the 3 Bs: baloney's, blowjob, and beer. Sometimes he would say baloney's, blowjobs, and non-alcoholic beer. I think because he was probably not allowed to drink.
Well, we know he drank.
I don't know what he was doing. Look at that. That's his latest mugshot. Y'all, my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. Their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
I mean, he's still a good-looking guy if he were just like cleaned up.
I know.
But he's just tragic. And bless her heart, she really did. I mean, she listened to her man. She went out and found a 9-pound roll of bologna. Where do they even sell that shit at? Like, that is so...
Costco? Restaurant supply?
Bologna.
Bologna.
I don't like bologna.
Bologna. Here's a fun fact. When my sister Tay was little, she did a recipe, like a kids recipe contest, and her the winning thing that she did was fried bologna.
Wow.
And it was like literally like number 1, take a pan. Number 2, get your bologna. Number 3, put the bologna in the pan. That was it. And it's a picture. We have this great picture of her, standing in our kitchen with a fork and a bologna in a pan, and that was the winner. Yeah. She was always
damn good bologna.
She was always an overachiever.
That is so funny.
Okay, now we're getting close. We're getting close.
Okay.
Got a couple more to go. But in, the top 3 best of all time, there are a couple of scenes with Michael and Sarah.
Yeah.
I do believe he's back in prison because
I don't know.
He endangered his current girlfriend, wife. Her name is Maria. And endangered the life of her child because he was supposed to be watching her, and the kid was 2 and was found wandering around by the pool.
I remember that, but I think he's out. I think he got out after that, and he may have gone back in. But he and Maria had their own baby.
Do you remember the live video that he posted when they were like going 100 miles an hour down the highway, and they were running back and forth across the highway, obviously fucked up on something?
Yeah. He's a drug addict, but he's also a very simple person.
And a terrible father.
A terrible person. And then he had those weird, remember his nail beds were kind of weird?
Kind of remember
I should have taken. I was reminded of them when I was looking for this one freaking scene right here, the ovulating scene. I was like, man, I kept being reminded of his nail beds and how just they were gnarls. It's bad.
Ew. What this particular scene is funny because she picks him up from prison and her shirt says Queen and she gives him a shirt that says King. And then he says, is you ovulating? And she was, because she got pregnant again. And they have 2 little girls that are beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, they also had another season where he brought on another girl that he was planning to deflower in Texas.
Well, this is the same season because remember when he got out, when he got out, she has on the Queen shirt and she got him one that said King, and the producer was kind of like, do you feel weird that she's wearing a Queen shirt and you're getting ready to meet Megan? And he's like, no, because she is a queen. She's just not my queen. The producer's like, who's your queen? Megan. That's my queen. Yeah, this is all together in their first little season. But here's the thing. If a man were on top of me and said, is you ovulating? I'm immediately using my feet, my legs to kick him the fuck off of me and across the room. That was your cue to say, never produce with this man again. He said ovulating. Really?
Well, at least he knew that was the time to get pregnant when you're ovulating.
I'm not sure what ovulating is. I don't know if I have that could have meant so many things because none of us knows the meaning of ovulating.
Is it?
Who knows what he really meant?
Well, another thing that was funny that somebody reminded me of, that on another season that they had when she had the 2 kids, because they were on a couple of seasons, he had come to town to visit the kids, and somebody is blowing leaves right outside my window, so you can hear that. I'm sorry. He had come to town to see the kids, and because he was in New York and she was in Florida or something, and he comes to town, and they're talking in a hotel parking lot where he was staying, I think with Maria, and she's outside and she says, nobody ever says, how are you doing, Sarah? Do you need help with the kids, Sarah? How's your job going, Sarah? Nobody says, how are you, Sarah? And he was like, okay, how you doing, Sarah? And she's like, no.
They were horrible, the 2 of them. But
then she got a nice boyfriend who was like a professor or something, but he lived in another town. And then I think she dumped him, or he didn't like the Michael situation because
but she got another boyfriend.
But she had a whole glow up. She had a whole. Remember, she had that. She had that bodybuilder friend with all the tats.
Yep.
Yeah,
a shit ton of weight.
I hope for the best for Sarah. I feel like she was in school and being a waitress and raising
Yeah.
those kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Not
Sarah.
easy.
I think Sarah probably is doing all right. Now,
Anything life without Michael is all right. I don't care what else you're doing. Long as Michael is not in the picture, you're doing good.
I think that's right. I think that's right.
Yeah.
And he did produce 2 beautiful daughters. So that he, never, I guess I wish I could remember their names. Can't remember.
Aviana and Rain.
Keisha.
I just thought of it right now. I don't know how that came to me. Don't tell producer James I remember those names, because I will remember nothing in this house for the rest of the day, but I remember random shit like that.
But you're right. It was like
and Rain.
And it was AVIAH and A, because I remember thinking like, that's
yes.
Just why'd you put that H in there?
A lot of letters.
But Rain, I liked. I thought that was cute.
But didn't they spell it like like REIG?
It was
Rain.
Like it was
like raining court.
Yeah, or RAINE, but nothing.
It was not just Rain.
No, and nothing is as bad as on 90 Day. Before the 90-day season, there's a girl in there whose name is RAYNE. Now, how would you pronounce that? Yes,
Renee. And I only know that because I watched and I was like, oh, that's a way to spell Renee.
Because it looks like Rain. So we would just call her Rain. We're like Rain, Renee, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, she's awful.
Cray to the Z.
Crazy chicken lady.
All right, we're getting close to the end. So this actually is the 10th one, because the main one has to be number 1. So this is actually the 10th one, whichever way we're counting. And this is when another RIP, when Lizzie picked up Scott at jail. No, Scott picked up Lizzie. Sorry. Yeah. Scott picked up Lizzie. She runs out and jumps on him and knocks him into the ditch. Yes. And his fake teeth go flying into the ditch, and they spend 30 minutes looking for his fake teeth. Never found them.
It wasn't a teeth. It was a tooth. And the most fucked up part about it is that even with that tooth gone, it's really not that noticeable. Because he's got so much going on in that mouth.
So much going on in the mouth. It's really bad. And
yeah,
I think this will show you that, a lifetime of smoking will age you. Because I really think he was my age. And
meth. And meth.
He had a drug problem earlier. And
during the show.
He had a drug problem during the show?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons why she left, because she caught him, like he had the spoon. Yeah, he was cooking. And then he also died.
He died.
And allegedly it was from drugs.
See, I feel like I've forgotten that part. But she is now just, doing Bible verses on the internet all day, every day. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what else was messed up about this scene? He probably would have kept his tooth if her ass would have jumped out of that car and ran to her child first, who was there, and hugged her and possibly knocked her in the ditch. Then Scott would have kept his tooth. But no, she ran to her trick first and knocked his poor tooth out.
I mean, she told us that when she was in prison, she had to hire an assistant to keep track of all the men that she was catfishing and getting money from.
Those are some boss babe moves right there.
I gotta tell you, I'm not mad at it.
That's impressive.
It's impressive. Now, why she landed on this one to go with when she got out, maybe, I don't know. And I don't know if he reached out to the show or if she reached out, or her daughter was like, I got somebody for you, my mom. I don't know how this worked. But anyway, he died. He's no longer with us. I'm sorry about that, because I do think he had kids maybe. But she's still killing it.
She hasn't gone back to prison. That's for damn sure.
As far as we know. Y'all, my love language is gifts. I love to find the perfect gift for somebody that they wouldn't necessarily get for themselves. For holidays this year, I'm getting my sisters-in-law cashmere cotton throws from Quince. Quince is my go-to for affordable, beautiful, wonderful, very, very thoughtful gifts. You guys, they have everything. They've got 14 karat gold jewelry. They've got those Mongolian cashmere sweaters. You guys, think about getting somebody a Mongolian cashmere sweater for Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating, their mind will be blown. And these sweaters start at $50. And again, they've also got these Italian leather handbags, these European linen sheet sets. They have so many amazing things. Quince is on the nice list because they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. So that's why it feels like luxury in every piece. Gift luxury this holiday season without the luxury price tag. Go to quince.com/pinkshade for 365-day returns and free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/pinkshade to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. And at the end, they'll say, how did you hear about us? Click podcast and click Pink Shade. Thanks.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Oh. Now, Keisha, this is what
Yeah.
everybody's been waiting for.
Oh,
This is the top moment, in our opinion, that has ever been on this show. Now, there's
Yeah.
two guys,
yeah.
and their names are Kevin and Curtis.
Mhm.
And they were both fighting over the hottest girl
Yeah.
ever to see Arlington, Texas. And that was Tiffany, not to be confused with Kevin's actual girlfriend, whose name was what? Can we remember her? Blondie? And she was
fucking crazy.
and he loved it.
I cannot remember her name, but remember she had the car that had a hood that wasn't the same color as her car.
So, Keisha, tell everybody what happened here. Why did this thing that we're seeing on our screen, tell us why this happened with Kevin and Curtis.
So basically, they're both there to pick up Tiffany from, I want to say it was the halfway house.
Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm.
Because she's been talking to Kevin, but I think she starts peeping that Kevin's a little bit of a player.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't sure if she just wanted to go and live at his house. She called her friend Curtis to come and pick her up. I don't think either guy knew that the other guy was going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got into a real big situation. No, this is not a situation. This is situation right here. Because Kevin turned all the way up on this motherfucker. And it didn't help that Curtis is really a goofy motherfucker. He was attempting to talk shit.
Yeah, he's very mouthy. Very mouthy.
Yeah. And I think his biggest mistake is that Kevin's small. He ain't going to be able to do shit.
Mm-hmm.
But oh no. I tell you what, Mary Payne. It's one thing that he knocked the fucking K out of Curtis.
Mm-hmm.
But when he knocked the fucking K out of Curtis's legs buckled and he literally just fell off to the side, scraped his forehead, scraped his hand. They had to call an ambulance because they couldn't get him up. And this is the sexiest shit that I've ever seen in my life. Because when Kevin knocked him out, he had a motherfucking cigarette in the other hand. The way my ovaries dropped when he did that, I'm like, that is some hot shit right there. I will be your boo for a couple of hours because that was sexy as hell. That is a man who got a little gangster. I like that swag right there. He knocked him out, then almost ran over him with his car.
He jumped in his car and just put it in reverse, still cigarette in the hand. Put it in reverse.
And he told him, get him off the ground. Get him off the ground. Because he's like, I'm not stopping. I'm going to turn this wheel a little bit with this one hand to make sure I don't hit him, but I'm backing out. I don't care what anyone says. This is one of the best scenes ever.
And you see the cop is right there.
The cop was right there and was more concerned about Curtis's well-being that he let the person who assaulted him drive off.
And then Tiffany is standing there with like her crates of her shit. Like, now who's going to take me home? Because the guy that was going to take me home has a concussion.
But then she had Curtis come back and pick her up.
And remember,
You know,
he had like Mickey Mouse shaped waffles in
they
his
were
car.
Texas shaped waffles.
Oh, Texas
Texas shaped waffles. Yes.
That's right.
Mhm.
And he put the syrup and everything. I remember we were like,
Yes,
don't put the
he did.
syrup on it. Now it's gonna be soggy.
No, it's gonna be all soggy and shit like that. But this right here, this is what reality TV is about. This is why we watch it. And then it ends up that Curtis was a fucking crazy person. He killed someone.
Afterwards, he killed someone. But he had been in and out of prison.
Yeah.
But remember when they were showing, we were following Kevin, and then all of a sudden, like the day before he's going to get Tiffany, we meet Curtis, and he's taking his shirt off, and he is so goofy, and then he's so tatted up.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, Curtis has seen some shit. And then he killed somebody.
Has seen some shit. I mean, he almost got killed this day. Like, that was attempted homicide right there. Like,
but he's in prison now, Curtis is.
Yes, Curtis is in prison because he got into a fight, which it has been documented on television that you cannot fight. Right. Another guy got the better of him and he killed the guy. I think he like ran over him or something like that. It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. It was bad. Yeah.
Are you close to Arlington, Texas, or is that close to Dallas?
That's closer to Dallas, but that's like 4 hours away from us. I think Arlington is in between where we are and Dallas. Don't quote me on that. You know how I just be saying shit sometimes.
I got to tell you that Kevin loved that I deemed him the hottest piece of ass in Arlington, Texas, because I was like, why are all these women clamoring for this guy? Like, I couldn't get over it.
That was right. They watched that scene.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
Do you think I would not slide into his DM if I were not a married woman? I'd be like, look, I know you 5'1", 5'2" on a good day, but I will carry you on my back after that. What I just saw, that is a man right there. That's the kind of man I like. I like that.
Well, he loved that we talked about him and that we said he was the hottest piece of ass in Arlington, Texas. He loved it.
Yeah.
He was all over the social media, like reposting the shit. And he loved it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You guys, I feel that we slapped this episode together and I think we killed it.
Did. Because when she says, let me tell you how this conversation went last night, this text message.
I can't tell you the amount of stress I'm under with the amount of work I've got to do in this house. Continue.
I text her and I said, do you have a list? I'm like, I feel like I need to know what's on the list. And you're like, yeah, I've got a list. And her response was, I'm doing zero prep for this. Well, that's good for you, but my brain cells need to go back and watch some of these scenes because I don't remember them. Like, I'm like, no. And it took hours to try to find these.
I didn't watch anything.
I did.
I didn't watch anything.
I need a refresher course. And then you were like, well, if you see any taking screenshots, I was like, oh, now we want preparation. Okay. I'm like, all right, no problem.
Well, I was like, if you're watching it, just take a picture of your screen. And then you sent me the screenshots you did. And I was like, okay, this is good. So I had to put together this slideshow. And I was like, all right, I need to like add. And the pictures that I found weren't that hard. I just wanted like a headshot of Sarah.
Yeah.
Some headshots of what I really should have tried to find was a good picture of Nicole Jr. But the problem is they blurred Nicole Jr. Every time we saw her, she was blurred out.
Yeah. When I read you said I'm doing zero prep, my eyes got this, like my eyes were boing. What do you mean we're not prepping for this?
I just made the list.
Really, we didn't do that much prep.
I mean, you did more than I did. I made the list and I was like, we're just going to talk about it and why it was funny. And if we can remember like where they are now or whatever, that's great. But guys, this is a bonus episode. It's just for fun. It's kind of at the end of the year. And, I think we should make it a tradition. I think that we should, it might be hard to come up with 10 more though, but maybe we could do.
Oh no, there's a good 10 more that are out there.
People sent me so many. Let me look up this particular one. It was an Instagram account sent me. Oh my gosh. Now I'm like in all these different Angela. No, I don't want to. She got so many followers. Okay. Let's see. This one sent me. This is Plains and Polish on Instagram, and she sent me and said, I'm looking. You're looking for the top 10 scene ideas. Here's a few. I've seen everything. Okay, Kevin's knockout, of course. My votes
That
would
was on
be
every list.
every
Yeah.
person sent that. Donate Viking funeral for Nicole
Yeah.
Jr. We got that one. Anything with Destiny. Remember Destiny? I'm gonna fuck you up. Do you remember Destiny?
Yes. How can we forget that Sean and Destiny?
And
Yes.
Sean.
Yeah.
Sean.
Mouth breather.
And it's just like, oh my God. So shut up, Sean, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So and this is the guy with the missing teeth who wanted the Gucci pants. That was another Mississippi person.
Who was that?
They were only on the one season, but he got out and he was like constantly ordering Amazon. And she would come home and it would be Amazon boxes stacked up everywhere. And she's like, what are you doing? And he wanted the Gucci pants.
I thought that was Angela and Tony.
It was a different
There's
guy.
another guy.
He had no teeth, and all he wanted was Gucci pants. And then he got in a fist fight with the neighbor, but he wasn't allowed to leave the house because he's on tether. So he had a fist fight with the neighbor in the yard because he wasn't allowed to leave the yard.
I remember. Yes, I do. I can't remember their names, but I remember all the Amazon packages. Like he got the drone.
Yes.
Like every day he was ordering. Yes.
And the other guys, this is what she's saying. The other guy, the guy that he had the fight with said, the toothless guy said, I'm going to whoop your ass. And the other guy said, well, your whooper is broken. And she said, the scene that made me laugh the most is when the guy, Josh, broke up with that girl, Cheryl, who also had the wonky tooth at that rickety ass scary castle. It was a castle, but it was like,
they were looking at it for their wedding.
And it was like in the Midwest. It was like a castle somebody built. And it was definitely being held up by two 2x4s.
Yes, it was. Yes.
And then he says to the lady giving them the tour that he liked the castle and he'll hit her up to look at it next time with his next girlfriend. And then he left that girl at the top of the castle, Cheryl.
Oh, poor Cheryl. Weren't they the ones that had sex like on the side of the road outside when she picked him up?
Yeah, and somebody else did too. That was the really good looking guy that did the OnlyFans, Garrett and Jonna.
That is one season that I have not watched.
Okay, he was very good looking, and he's
having a baby. Recently, he just said that he's having a baby with his now girlfriend. I had not gotten into Love After Lockup yet.
Okay, well, they were on, and Jonna was his girlfriend, and she every so often will do a live and just drunkenly pops off about production, and she was crazy too. But that Garrett, he was hot.
He's hot with those sparkling bright eyes and the dark hair. Yeah, he's a hottie.
He was hot, and then he started an OnlyFans, and somebody saw it, probably Matt and Jake, and were like, it was a giant package he had there.
Oh, where do I sign up?
I just look up Garrett Love After Lockup. See what you can see. Keisha, this is really fun.
This was fun.
And I appreciate you doing it with me, and I appreciate the work that you put in. And
of course,
sorry that I only half-assed did it, but I still think we killed it. I think we nailed it.
You know what? You do so much. That was a nothing burger for me to sit in bed and just try to do this. I'm like, oh God. I was like, I know she's tired. I know she's stressed. Y'all got that big thing tonight. I'm like,
yeah.
So
guys, this episode that Keisha and I are doing right now is coming out on Friday. So if you're listening, that means you missed the moment, but it's okay because you can still get your tickets and watch it later. You're I've got special guests. You're going to die. It's going to be great. They're going to be really good. And we've got fun facts. I've got a few things I'm going to surprise them with. I'm sure they've got some things they're going to surprise me with. It is the moment. It is Thursday night. So if you're hearing this on Friday, you can still watch it. Link in the show notes. It's still available for 4 days afterwards. And you'll miss the chat, but you'll still get to see it. And that's it, everybody. Make sure you're following the Libra Lounge with Keisha on Instagram and listening to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And that's it. We'll see you guys on Monday for Mugshot Monday. More Love After Lockup.
New season.
Love During Lockup. New season Monday.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why you're here. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.